The girls are back there and they're bickering. Okay, when you guys laugh, so whenever the camera's shaking, you know, guys, it's them. It's Claire and Hope back there. They're in a Yahtzee mood.
Yahtzee?
Yahtzee.
Oh my Lanta.
Bazinga.
What is that?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere.
Bye, ballerina.
Where you going?
She's out.
Okay. She's outy like trouty. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
It's early.
It is early.
It's really not early. I've been up for over 2 hours already. Wait. Yeah.
I couldn't sleep until 4 o'clock, and then I got up and worked, and then I went back to sleep at 8.
It's because you drink that.
No, I didn't have any yesterday.
You didn't have any of that?
No.
I'm going to have tea.
So, how's everybody doing? Butterfly, Becky,
Hey, Bandana Grandma.
Bandana Grandma, Helen, Laurel, Margaret, Smoking Riptide,
Florida Homesteader.
Come on, everybody. Here's the thing. Something really, really horrible happened here, not too far from where we live. Yeah. And it really got me thinking, and it's been sticking in my head because it's been, what, about a week that it happened?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, we're going to be talking about protection today. And I mean protecting your family, protecting your house, protecting your goods, protecting yourself. Because the world is not the safest place we'd always like to be in. And I want to start by saying this. This whole video is not about fear.
No.
It's about empowerment.
Yep.
And so when we talk about things that may on the surface have a negative, thought for you, the reality is that what we're trying to do is get people to think about different ways that they can be more ready, be more protected. Right. Because when you're protected, that casts out fear. So she's making tea, and I'll tell you the story. About 2 hours from here, a week ago, a family was murdered in their car. Mom and dad were shot, and the young girl has been missing. We got an Amber Alert.
Was it in their car? I thought it was in the house.
A point not necessary.
No, I'm sorry.
I don't know. I thought car, but maybe you thought house.
Yeah.
But we got an Amber Alert to our phones, and we were like, oh, no, that's kind of crazy, because we never get we don't get Amber Alerts here.
Not usually, no.
And we used to get them all the time, sadly, in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But having that stick in your head that we are out here in the middle of nowhere, and most of the people you run into are good people. Farmers and folks who work in different ag and all kinds of things, but you do not think of this place as a place that, families are murdered.
Right.
And it's rural and it's small town, and it sent my head spinning, because it's like, okay, we need to really take a more proactive way of making sure the family's safe, the house is safe, the kids are safe, and you are safe. And so, with that.
Well, and something else that brought this to our attention is we had a couple come over yesterday that we met at the get-together, and he called on the phone. And he said, "You have amazing security."
He was joking.
He was being sarcastic. He was outside our door, and nobody heard anything. Nobody heard or saw a car pull into the driveway.
Where is it? Where's the alarm? The alarm.
The doorbell. It needs new batteries.
Explain.
But our door alarm, our door
the doorbell. The batteries. The batteries were dead. And so he's down there, trying to get in. It's just one of those remote, battery things or wireless things. And we have the Simply Safe stuff, and we didn't know that he was there.
No, and the dogs were asleep
laying
on the floor. They didn't hear a thing.
So a lot of this stuff is been brought to the forefront of my mind, because we live out in the middle of nowhere, like I said, good people all around, but stuff happens. And I'm here to tell you, even though we're in a really small town, there's a bad meth problem here.
Huge meth problem.
And it's growing. And so we felt safe to the degree where it's like, I can put that off. I can put that off.
No.
Until last week.
Right.
So, are you protected? And now what I mean by that is, life is not the bowl of peaches and cream that we're always dealt.
No.
And stuff happens every day, burglaries, robberies, people getting
Yes.
all kinds of filthy, nasty stuff.
Right. Well, and this family that the mom and dad were murdered, the daughter's missing.
Yeah.
Still, they have no sign of her, nothing. She's just gone.
Yeah, and so we want to talk a little bit about things that we do and things that maybe you guys can suggest in the chat, because we don't have a corner on the market of good ideas, and maybe you have ideas that we haven't thought of.
Yeah.
So let's start a little bit with at home. Doors. Locks.
Yeah. We have, and you know what, we should show them. We have on our doors here that are to the inside of the house, not to the garage downstairs. But we have this super awesome.
They're heavy, big, rotating deadbolts.
Let's turn the camera around because they're
Okay.
really, really cool. Sorry guys, I'm gonna shake you
Go this
around
way.
here.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
You can see it.
So this right here
Yeah, I got it, baby.
swings shut. Well, now this door won't open.
No, and these things are latched with tap cons into the 2x4s 3 inches deep.
Yeah, so I mean, it shuts. Okay, it doesn't look bad. There's no chain that can just snap.
Yeah.
But there is no way this door is coming open.
Yep. And there's no way that a kid could get it to it of a
Right.
small child.
Right.
All right. So here, let me get the shot set back up.
I messed up Nana.
No, that's okay.
She got all verklempt.
Where do you find those? We got them straight from Home Depot.
Home Depot has those. They have them in different colors so that if you have brass doorknobs or silver doorknobs, they have them. That was just the only color we could find, so
Yeah.
they don't match, but I don't really care. They're effective.
Yep. And on the cheap, if you've got windows or doors, you can always figure out a way to use a bar or a piece of broomstick or a 2x4,
Dowel rod.
anything to wedge up in there so that they would actually have to break the glass or break the door to get in, because when those things are in there, forced in there right,
Yeah.
you're not getting through.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Yep. And so any comments before we continue to the next piece?
Well, somebody's at Butterfly Enterprises asking where we found them. We found them at Home Depot.
Yep.
You probably found them online, and I wish I knew what they were called.
Yeah, and I will say this, that they were a little more expensive than I wanted, but what are you going to do?
They're $20 a piece.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
we had to buy 3 of them.
We had to buy 3 of them. However, they're not, you can't break them. You can't pry them from the outside.
Yeah.
You can't do any of that. It's, I think, 8,000 pounds of force will
Yeah.
open up that door. That's a lot of force. No man or woman
Yeah.
could open that door.
Well, and for the ladies out there or people who might not know construction stuff, when I said Tapcon screws, these are really humongous, heavy-duty screws
Yeah.
that have a coating on them that it's really, really hard to break them.
Right. So I wish I could remember what they're called, but those. What you guys should do later on is YouTube how to open a chain lock from the outside.
Oh yeah.
It's
so easy.
It's so easy because you can open up the door, stick some tape, and then put a rubber band around
Yep.
it, and it slides right open.
So these are a much better
Are you
option.
kidding? Yeah, this is a way better option. You can't even open the door with a chain lock. You can open the door this much and then pry it open with a 2x4. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Also, now we don't endorse this company in that we're not getting money from this company
Right.
or anything like that, but we endorse this company because we feel it's an excellent product for an excellent price, and that's the Simply Safe stuff.
Yeah, Simply Safe is an amazing company. It's inexpensive. Okay, now you have to buy the kit. It's not an on loan thing like with ADT or
You don't
any of
rent
those
it
other-
monthly.
You don't rent it. You own it.
So if you're an
move-
apartment or a different house,
exactly,
comes
you're
with
not
you.
right. You can move it from wherever you want. The 3M strips are what attaches those the sensors to each of your
Windows, doors,
and doors, any area you want.
Glass break.
Refrigerators, yeah.
Cameras.
They do have cameras.
Refrigerators.
Yeah, they have for teenagers, you know.
And
no, they have freeze warnings. They have water sensors. They have cameras for outside, which we need to get some.
But now the coolest thing about this, guys, is it's all wireless.
Yep.
So if a criminal came and tried to cut your telephone line or cut your power, it ain't gonna matter because it's already got a battery backup and it's got all of that stuff. So the alarm's still going off, and the police would still be called.
Exactly. Inside the tower is its own cellular
It's
data.
a cell phone.
It's a cell phone inside this tower. You don't have to have a phone line like Brad said. It has battery backup, so if your power gets cut or is off, it still works. This thing is so easy to move, easy to install.
It took us all of about a half hour maybe to get the sensors there, and then another half hour to get it all set up.
Right, and they have 3 package plans. There's 3 different ones.
I think there's more now.
Oh well, when we had it on, it was that.
Yeah.
There's a $10 one, a $15 one, and a $25 one. With the more expensive one, oh wow, $25 a month. You get there's an app on your phone.
This is so cool.
You can turn it on and off with your app.
You can also watch video on your phone.
Yep.
If you can, because like sometimes we would be in church every once in a while, and the dog would set it off. So they'd call you. They'd call you right away.
In church.
Well, I would keep it on silent.
No, I know, but we'd get a call in church. We're like, what is going on? Because we'd hardly ever get those calls.
But bar none that we've found that it's portable. You own it. It's not a monthly thing. You can cancel anytime. There's nothing like that.
Yeah.
And once again, we're not getting money from them, but this is how much we like that system.
Exactly. We love this system, and we are going to be expanding it here very soon.
Yep. But before we move on to another section, all you got to do is a simple Google search on different ways to affordably keep your house safe.
Right.
Now, did we see any in
Smoking
there?
Reptile is asking a question about the Simply Safe. The Simply Safe doesn't use the internet in any way.
Nope.
The only thing it uses is a cell. It's a cellular thing
Connection
inside.
to the police.
Right.
And
So
them.
it uses whatever cell towers are around.
However, it does use Wi-Fi technology to talk to the sensors, but you're never plugged into the internet.
It's never into the internet. It's like a Bluetooth thing, I think.
I thought it was Wi-Fi, but Bluetooth. It doesn't matter. The point is you're not wired into the internet, so nobody could like hack it or do something weird.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
It is its own safe, secure system.
Right. So.
Linda's here from Liverpool.
Other questions? Liverpool? Go Gerard. Okay.
Let's see.
All right. So.
It is really, really cool. It's easy to set up. And you can have the motion sensor, and it's supposed to not recognize anything smaller than 50 pounds. So
and you can adjust them to where they're at.
Right.
There's motion sensors and all that kind of stuff. So
see it, Crystal.
The Music Well, Home Network, intranet.
Intranet.
That's correct.
Oh yeah,
that's correct.
That's
not internet. Intranet. That's correct.
In large cities, you should also be able to find self-defense classes. Yes,
we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much next.
And learn how to take someone down with a vacuum. Awesome.
Guys, I'm gonna show you something with this later that you're not gonna believe.
Yeah.
But other things, obviously, dogs. If you can have a dog that's trained, that's gonna be worth more valuable than gold.
Yeah.
I mean, not only do you got a pet that you love and you care for and have fun, but if the dog is trained, that's going to be a serious deterrent. I mean, if I were a burglar and I was trying to break into somebody's house at night and all of a sudden there's a big old snapping dog at the window, I'm not hanging around.
No, I'm out.
Yeah. Okay, and also, self-defense weapons. Now, here's the thing. We are not going to talk a lot about Second Amendment stuff.
Right.
We do believe in the Second Amendment. It needs to be what it needs to be. It is what it is. We both have concealed carry permits, and we both carry. But I understand that there's a lot of people out there that might be off-putting.
Right.
So what we figured we'd do is we'd make an umbrella of self-defense weapons that you can pick one that you are comfortable with wherever you're at, because different people have different needs for what their self-defense may be. And by that, what I'm saying is, let's just say this happened, and this is kind of crazy. About a week ago when this happened, I got this real urgency. I'm like, I don't think Claire has anything at all on her.
No.
As self-defense. So I was
Right.
like, we got to get her pepper spray. Because she shoots, but I don't feel confident that she's able to do that. And the law here says she cannot carry concealed anyway.
Right.
But we want to make sure that she had something. So we went out and got some pepper sprays. Now, I asked her like 3 days later, she was doing something somewhere. Oh, where's your pepper spray? Oh, it's in the car. I'm like, wait a minute, whoa. The whole idea, honey, is that it's with you.
Right.
And then, 2 days ago? I think it was 2 days ago.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, she had an encounter with somebody. She was getting gas, and this other person was putting air in their tires, and this person was staring at her. And she said it was like creepy. She'd look away and look back, and he was staring at her. And then she's almost done with her getting her gas, and the guy starts opening his mouth, like, staring at her.
It was really creepy.
So she quickly got in the vehicle, locked the doors, and started to pull away. The guy quickly got in his vehicle and started to follow her around, but she ended up around some side roads and got away. And fortunately, she wasn't even driving her car. She was driving a friend's borrowed car.
Right.
But
she didn't have her pepper spray with her.
She didn't have her pepper spray with her. And so we had to have a serious talk.
Right. And she's not old enough to carry. And with her going off to college, colleges don't allow you to have even a pocket knife.
Yeah.
So.
But some things that you can consider, if you're not a Second Amendment person, we are. We take all the precautions. We've been to the classes. The kids know. The kids have seen. Most of the kids shoot with supervision.
Yeah.
But we are very serious about that. And, we are comfortable with it.
Yes.
I understand some folks aren't. So we wanted to talk about some things that you can do. A baseball bat.
Yeah.
Get a baseball bat.
Metal one.
Oh my gosh. Here's a little thing.
We keep one by the side of the bed.
Now, if a burglar does not know who you are and they're in your house, the very first thing you need to do is get to a safe place and call 911.
Yeah.
Absolutely first. No, nothing else. You call 911, get them on the phone, get to a safe place. Now, if they come after you or they're rummaging around and you feel like you're capable enough to handle the situation, that's a completely different thing. I'm talking about, what happens, you're scared, you don't know what to do, you're there. A dog is great. A dog's going to be on them like white on rice.
Yeah. Definitely.
Other things, the bat.
The bat, the baseball bat. Make sure, a wooden one, that'll clock you. But metal
It'll kill
ones,
you.
Metal ones you can't break. You can just, keep going at it. RSJ Texas says a key. A key is a great thing. I gotta show you something really quick. I learned this when I was working at the.
We were going to share this too.
Yeah, I was working at a Christian bookstore, which was in a mall, and they had a security briefing class, self-defense kind of thing. And they, if the mall closes at 9, right, or 10, depending on your area, they said, when these ladies are going out to the car, try and stay together. But if you have to go out by yourself, this is how you hold your keys.
Yeah.
Not in your pocket, not in your purse.
You hold them.
You hold them. You have them in your hand as you're walking out of the store that you work in. And this is how you have them. Because you know what? This is a weapon.
But also, the better thing to do is not have the encounter at all.
Exactly.
Throw them in their face and run.
Right. Or
scream and
show
run.
Claire's keys. Have the pepper spray on them.
Yeah. The best bet is don't have the altercation. Just don't. Figure it out how not to.
Huh?
Other things.
Oh my goodness. Kitty, That's a great idea.
What's the idea?
A can of wasp spray sprays farther than pepper spray.
Heck yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I learned from a self-defense class was I always carry my pocket knife. Always have my pocket knife on me. Now, if somebody's coming at me and they're starting to throw punches or something like that, I'm not going to try to stab them. And that way, after a while, they're going to figure out this ain't working.
Right.
And then you can get away.
Exactly.
And this is the truth here. I knew a guy in Florida who, it was the craziest thing. It was a, love triangle thing. He was the old boyfriend. The new boyfriend's there. And the new boyfriend he's coming after this guy. And he's got a gun. And they're wrestling, struggling. The gun drops. The old boyfriend grabs it, shoots him, dead. Now, that would normally be considered self-defense, but he went to jail anyway for murder.
Yeah, he did.
He went to jail for murder. So if you can avoid the altercation, that is the best thing. Just if you can run. If it's stuff, leave it.
Exactly. Let them have, if somebody's coming after your stuff, let them have it. That's replaceable. Money, purses, that's all replaceable. Let them have it.
Yeah.
Your life is not.
It's not worth that car.
It's not worth defending.
It's not worth that stuff.
An iPad is not worth your life.
We're only talking about stuff that if it's game on, and you got to do something, then just consider that. Hold your keys in your hand. Mm-hmm. Self-protection items. Now, there's lots of things that you guys can get that are really cheap. I put a few in the description link below. I think I only put about 3, but there's tons of them, and it just really depends on your level of safety.
Yeah.
But here's the important thing that you got to think about with this. Practice it. Mm-hmm. Don't just buy it thinking someday if I use it, then I'll whip it out and you got to be prepared to do this. You have to be knowledgeable.
Right, exactly. You got to know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just going to be fumbling with your keys or your pocket knife or whatever you have.
Especially guns.
Yeah.
Do not go buy a gun unless you plan on getting training. Don't get the gun before the training. Training first. Training first.
That's key.
And also, have a way to lock it up. Mm-hmm. Have a way to make sure that nobody except you can get it. And they make biometric safes where it's your finger swipe.
Right.
Finger swipe opens, bam. Mm-hmm. They have ones that you can put on the wall in case somebody were to come in or near your bedroom and you just grab it real quick and it's biometric, but no kids can get into it and nobody else can. So if you're going to go that route, which we have, you have to take those precautions and you're going to have to spend the money. But first, training.
Please, please, please don't get any weapon until you have some training. There are tons of gun stores that have CCW classes, and that's the concealed carry. What does this W stand for?
Weapon.
Concealed carry. Sorry. I should know that, right? It's early.
She passed the test.
I did pass. But yeah, there are tons of gun stores that have those classes. Please take one. Even if you don't plan on buying a gun, it's good to have. It's good to have that class.
Well, and I'll say this, guys. You know that we're prep steaders, meaning we are constantly trying to make sure that we are able to survive and thrive in the event of something major happening in the country. Yeah. And I'm here to tell you that if you had some kind of weapon that could protect your family and you had enough to barter or trade or sell for whatever form, you would be the king. You'd be Midas, because can you imagine what that would be like if you didn't have any way to protect your family and there's chaos going around? I mean, I know people who were there in New Orleans when the hurricane came through. There were countless shootings that were never reported on. Never reported on. People looting and breaking into people's houses, the police taking guns. Yep. And it all went down and it was not good. But if you had a way to protect yourself, what would you give in that situation? And what if you don't have it? So, but first things first, training. Don't go buy anything unless you're going to be able to use it.
Yeah. All right, Carol is giving some good advice here. She
so
says,
Prep Steader Bob.
Yeah, no, I'll get to that in just a second. Carol says, if someone grabs you by the throat, clap your hands as hard as possible over their whole ears and run. So we can kind of demonstrate that.
Okay.
No, turn around. Put your hands on my neck. gently. Come on now. Really?
She's my dainty little thing.
Ooh. And then you just.
Oh, that would hurt.
I would never do that.
That would hurt.
Think about when you hit your ear. That's a lot of air pressure pushing in on those eardrums. And if you hit it as hard as you can, you're gonna pop those eardrums, and that person's gonna drop to the ground.
Yeah. It looks like we're buffering.
Yeah. Is it showing anything on there? Okay. Homesteader Bob says a tool without training is worthless.
And he is correct.
Yep. So we can practice. No, I'm kidding.
But you can, in self-defense classes, guys, let's just say this is a combo deal because you're going to get exercise. You might lose a few pounds. You're going to learn ways to get out of grips and holds and defend yourself. That kind of thing is invaluable.
Yep.
And so I would encourage you to do that. There's other kinds of things that you can carry with you. There's a device called a monkey fist. And what it is, it's like a piece of paracord about that long, and then there's a steel ball in it that's wrapped in paracord.
Yep.
And I'm here to tell you, I've watched guys, you can just, with a small whack, it'll go through drywall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so you hit somebody in the head with that, they're not going to be happy.
No, it'll knock them out.
There's also stun guns. Now, this one, you're getting a little bit more aggressive, and you would have to be more careful and more trained. But it's a real thing. They make them even in flashlights, which I do not recommend because you don't want to accidentally press the wrong button.
No.
Yep. So now, what?
Mommy Sora says my grandma had quarters in a sock in her purse.
That'll knock you down.
That is a fantastic idea.
When I was in the Marine Corps, if people were not training the way they should, they would have what's called a blanket party. I never participated in this, I promise you. I only witnessed it.
Right.
But they'll put a hunk of soap in a sock, and everybody comes around and whack, whack, whack. And it's not good, and I did not participate, but that is the idea, that if you have something heavy and hard there, it'll give you a whack.
Right. Deborah Adkins is saying, it's so easy to aim your gun at a target, line it up, and shoot. I was shocked when my husband asked me to pull it from my holster and shoot fast. Totally different and not easy and accurate.
Practice.
Yeah. You got to practice that fast motion and practice with your left hand. Practice with your not dominant hand. Let's just say that because not everybody's right-handed. So practice with your other hand.
Well, and one thing that I learned when we went through the CCW class is that you have a dominant eye. And it will affect the way that you are holding the weapon and how you're shooting it. But we're not going to continue on shooting stuff.
No.
But one thing I do want to say before we leave that part of the topic is this. Find a professional. Get counseling on what your needs are first.
Right.
Because you may think, oh my gosh, I need a Desert Eagle 50 caliber.
No.
Like, boom, it's a cannon.
No.
But
if you don't have enough arm strength, you're going to knock yourself out.
And that won't be a good thing.
No.
But find somebody at a gun store or somebody you trust or a hunter who's been doing this forever and tell them what your needs are. Tell them what your concerns are. And then all you have to do is just figure out, because some folks may need a shorter shotgun for home defense rather than a really long barreled, I'm shooting for ducks.
Right.
Whereas if you're going to be out and about and you want to get a concealed carry, there are purses you can get that disguise and are easy to grab the weapon.
Yep.
There are tons of different clothing and holster options that can make you feel comfortable, and the size of the weapon is really important. The amount, so that's why I'm saying talk to a professional, get training, then make your decision on what you want.
Right, exactly.
Is that pretty good?
Yes, that's very good.
Prep Setter Bob, am I on? Am I on point?
Yeah.
I'll wait. I want to see. On point.
Yeah. Is Ray still? I haven't seen any comments from Ray in a while. He was telling me that there was a website that carries women's clothing that are great for concealed carry. And I forget.
They can go back in the chat and read it after it's done.
No, he didn't. He told us. recently. He told
Okay.
us the other day,
Okay.
and I didn't get the name of it.
Now, one of the most important things that you can do in any of these situations, whether you're out in an encounter, whether something is happening in your house, or let's say that you're in a crowd of people, and you know, this is it. It's called situational awareness. Always be watching what's going on. I mean, you can still engage with your people you're talking with, but scan the room, scan the area. Always just be watching who's doing what, and that guy's over there, and that guy's over there. One of the things that I do is I always try to find a restaurant seat where my back is to the wall and I can see the exits.
Yep.
And it's just so that if something went down, I would know how to guide my family.
Exactly.
And I know that something's to my back. So it's called situational awareness. And you're walking in a parking lot, and you kind of see out of the corner of your eye some shady dude with a van, and he's kind of walking your way. Then you might want to just turn around and go back in the store.
Yeah.
Situational awareness.
Yep.
Right?
No, here, Swamp Creek Cabin says, be aware. Last week, husband walked out the door and wasn't paying attention. There was a bear in the yard.
Oh.
And these things don't just apply to criminals. These apply to wild animals as well. The principle applies no matter where you are, yard and bear, or parking lot and a creeper. Yep, exactly.
Leatherwood Land says, put down the phone and be alert.
Exactly.
Amen.
Okay, Cynthia Collins has given me the name of a concealment clothing. It's Dene Adams Concealment Clothing. Dene Adams. So I'll have to check that out.
Right. Now, one last thing before we go. Just keep in mind, guys, get counseling. Figure out what your needs really are.
Exactly.
Get your home secured. You know, whatever it is that you got to do. If you got to do it on a dime, it might be old, broken, broomsticks to keep your windows, but whatever you got to do, whatever your price level is and whatever that is, seek out the right solutions and then implement them and then get training, right?
Yeah. Cindy's asking, are the classes free? The CCW classes are not free.
Not generally. I have seen when gun stores will say, if you buy a gun, we'll give you the free class.
Right.
But that's up to the store.
Right. But the classes, what we took was relatively inexpensive. It was what, $75?
Yeah, it was not much.
It was not a lot of money. It was well worth it because I learned a lot.
I learned a lot too.
Yeah. And we've been
with weapons for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And and at first, I'll tell you this, at first it was scary. Because all the stuff you see on Hollywood and all this shootings and all that and that and that.
Yeah.
That is just a hunk of metal and plastic.
Right.
And it only will do exactly what I want it to do.
Exactly.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
One other thing. I'm going to show you a trick that I learned. And it's a self-defense kind of thing where, if you get yourself into a sticky situation, how are you going to get out?
Right.
Let's say that somebody abducted you and they've got you tied up.
Hold on, where's the end? There it is.
I don't know.
I need the scissors. Holy smokes. Okay, this is Gorilla Tape.
Yep.
This is not the junky duct tape that you find. This is Gorilla Tape.
Yep.
You ready?
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, here goes the hair.
My hair's coming off for you guys. It will take all my hair off.
This is insane.
I know. There you go. Make it tight. Go around a few times. Give them more. Oop.
Oh, jeez. Gorilla Tape is really intense.
Just like the Indians.
Yeah.
Trying to get them on there straight so it's tighter.
Yeah. So you don't lose more hair.
Oh, I'm going to lose all the hair. Losing hair for you guys. How's that, about 4 rounds?
I think so.
Is it nice and on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Let me. Ugh.
That's got to be more like 6 times around.
No.
She's going to make it hard for me. Okay. You saw what we just did. I don't have anything in my hands, and there's a really easy way that you can get out of this. It does work for zip ties as well. Not the really, really super huge military ones, but the ones that are generally around. But what you do as you forcefully pull down and you move your elbows outward while you're bending down. And even Hope has done this. She's demoed this. There's a video that we did years ago,
yeah.
and she was way little, and she can do it. But all you got to do is just like that.
And you can get out of that.
Ow! Look at all that.
Ow!
That hurts.
I
Daggone.
didn't lose as much on that one.
No.
Oh my goodness
Ow.
gracious. The things he'll do.
Yeah. But you guys saw it happen.
Man.
And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't take much force. It works with zip ties. And that's something I learned from a self-defense class.
Yeah.
Would not have known. So I taught all our girls how to do it. And everybody's tried it, and it works.
Yeah.
But the point is not to go, hey, wow, Brad, that's a cool trick. The point is to say, are you protected? And if not, what can I do today to start getting protected?
Exactly.
Yep. So, really, really grateful that you guys came and hang out with us.
Yep.
We're going to head to, I think, the store.
Yeah, we've got
I need Band-Aids for my arms now.
poor baby.
No, it's okay.
Some coconut
My
oil,
hair,
actually.
my hair is not as important as you hearing this.
It's actually bleeding.
A little bit.
Yeah, from where the hair was ripped out.
My hair is a sacrifice I'm willing to make for you people. Stay safe.
Definitely.
So hugs and kisses. You guys have an amazing day. I'm going to go ahead and have Hope shut off the camera, and then I'm going to go and cry like a sissy girl in the corner. Bye.